Welcome back, everyone. I am the Depressed Dior, and this is Arkham Horror, the card game, doing the Dark Matter custom campaign with Jenny Barnes and Diana Stanley. So, I think if I were to do another Jenny Barnes Clover deck, I think I would probably drop down the rabbit hole and take another magnifying glass as the splash. Down the rabbit hole is good, but you can definitely fall into some traps where you're feeling like you're upgrading things you really don't need to upgrade, just to make sure you always take advantage of those extra 2 XP you're essentially getting. So I feel like I'm probably not getting as much XP out of it as I'm definitely getting XP out of it, but not as much as I probably care to. Yeah, that's pretty much my entire thought. As for Diana, obviously dropping the living inks, there's definitely some uses for living ink. A fully upgraded living ink, I can essentially get myself to 5s. I can go to 0, 5, 5, 5 for a stat line for multiple rounds, and then use that for clothing and flexing and all that good stuff. But I think there's just some better options as far as like what she can do as far as flexing. I could just take a few Drawn to the Flames or something along those lines instead, and I think that's probably a better direction. And then the backpacks are actually really pretty strong. Even if you kind of whiff with them, even with the draw 12, as long as you get a weapon, I think you're probably good to go. So with that in mind, I think it also would probably be better to gradually drop some weapons as you get the backpacks upgraded. I do think Down the Rabbit Hole is still a good call for her. There's just enough stuff for her to upgrade, and she doesn't really need to go outside her. She doesn't really need to go outside whatever her starting cards are too much, unlike other thugs who need to pick up things like Stick to the Plan. I mean, I would definitely pick up Stick to the Plan if Diana could take it, but she can't. Anyway, so we finished off in the Shadow of Earth and attracted some attention from the King in Yellow because we did so well. We only got 1 Impending Doom, which I'm going to check that again. That was Resolution 4, 1 tally mark, and then 1 tally mark for every 2 crew story assets attached to the entity. Yeah, we didn't have any attached. So yeah, I think we're good to go. Alright, so we're doing Lost Quantum next. When the world ended, the various scientific and mining communities of different nationalities that lie in the asteroid belt between the planets of Mars and Jupiter had formed a pact. A promise to ensure the survival of mankind. The United Colonial Coalition is composed of 20 colonies varying widely in size, population, and purpose. Some colonies exist solely for mining, while others focus on scientific research or are engineering centers. These usually have fewer than 200 individuals living within them. Other asteroids serve as population centers, containing vast hydroponic farms, universities, and recreational areas. These can be home to more than 1,000 colonists. Maya Information Archives. When you arrive at the asteroid, you are absorbed by the fuchsia glow of Elbrus. Quantum materials have only recently been discovered, but may hold key properties that could be used to engineer devices that would have been impossible with classical materials. Unfortunately, quantum fields generated by these materials disrupt traditional radio communication, making it impossible for you to hail the scientist on Elbrus. Without further ado, you and your companions board one of the landing crafts and drift towards the asteroid. The purple aurora spreads over the viewport like distant milk, filling the room with an electric tinge. Your final approach vector takes you directly over one of the larger craters on the asteroid. The computer calculates the trajectories and commences the final descent into the rocky surface. It is just then that the short-range radios crackle into a man's terrified voice. Abort the landing procedure now. Abort before but it is too late. The warning lights begin flashing on and off as the craft spins out of control. You grab onto anything you can, but the vessel increasingly spins and spins until your arms flail and darkness prevails. Okay. Let's see. Don't need to worry about any of this. We got a scanning deck again. We're going to be starting at the landing craft. And we get to randomly shuffle 3 versions of Agenda 1 together to form the Agenda deck. Shuffle the remainder. Randomize agenda deck. Okay, I'm just going to hit shuffle once and take whatever the top one is, I guess. Yeah. Shuffle the remainder of the command encounter cards to form the encounter deck. Alright, additional rules and clarifications. Face down encounter cards. In this scenario, you may be instructed to place encounter cards face down into your threat area. These cards are considered out of play, but may be referenced by other scenario cards. When you withdraw cards from the encounter deck, if both the encounter deck and discard piles are empty, draw a card from the face down encounter deck cards in your threat area instead. If there are none in your threat area, you are defeated. Clues and locations in Quantum Realm. In this scenario, locations may leave play and re-enter play at a later time. When a location leaves play, discard all attached cards and clues on it. When a location enters play, regardless of if it has been played in play at a previous time, treat it as if you have just revealed it for the first time. As such, a number of clues equal to that location's clue value are placed on that location each time it is revealed from the token pool. Oh yeah, I guess one other thing for Ginny is I probably should not bother with lockpicks. The idea was sound, having, taken advantage of our average stats being added together, but it's just not reliable. So honestly, I could just have anything else and maybe pick up Thieves' Tools later, or Thieves' Kit later. Anyway, Landing Craft, 3 Shroud, 1 clue. Lightning Bolt, place one of your clues on this location. While there are 4 or more clues on this location, it gains Resign, escape this migrate-inducing asteroid. The landing gear has been damaged, but nothing you can't fix with a bit of time and material. There's the scanning deck. There's the encounter deck. 3 agendas, I guess. The Quantum Maelstrom, I think I can safely say that nobody understands quantum mechanics. Action Scan, search for the topmost card in the scanning deck with an icon matching your current location. And draw it. If it is a location, put it into play and move to it. Shuffle the scanning deck. 3 Doom to Advance. We do have 2 versions of Act 2, but I guess it gets determined later. Elburst Station, Quantum Field Unstable. Do I need to search it? Yeah, it doesn't let me now. Got it. Okay. Elburst Station, Quantum Field Unstable. Evacuate Elburst Station immediately. The warning startles you awake. Despite the troubling descent, the lander has coasted into one of the craters with minimal damage. It appears most of the asteroid has been evacuated, but then who stayed behind to send you the warning during your descent? And then the tokens. Lost Quantum, we got Skull, which is -X, where X is the number of face-down encounter cards in your threat area, so 0 right now. Cultist is -X, where X is half the number of locations in play, rounded down, so right now it's 0. Tablet, which we don't have any, but it's -1. You reveal another token. If you fail, put the top card of the encounter deck into your threat area, face down. And then Elder Thing, which we do have one of, is -3. Randomly draw a face-down encounter card in your threat area. All right, let me put a break here. All right, we are back, and that is all situated. Let's go ahead and shuffle and draw. We do have our super cannon now. I believe I recall when on my personal playthrough, the super cannon artillery thing is actually super useful for just blowing up bosses. 4, 5. Okay, already starting with the Twilight Blade. I don't exactly want to start with the Twilight Blade, so we'll go ahead and set that aside. Don't care about taking the initiative or delaying the inevitable or ward of protection. I'm okay with virtual access key though. So we'll draw 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, survival knife. Okay, we have a starting. We got a ball game going here. All right, and the enchanted blade will probably just be used for committing. All right, and also since scanning can be done with pretty much anyone, we can kind of work with that from there. Oh, also let's go ahead and shuffle the encounter deck and the scanning deck. All right, shuffle this one more time, and then we'll go over here and deal to orange. All right, Red Clock and a Dr. Milan, you are too kind. We do have a level 3 Pilfer now, but we're not going to start with it. All right, we do have our Honed Instincts, which we can actually do stuff with. We do have Muscle Memory with it. So we can use that in combination with Dr. Milan and all sorts of good stuff. So yeah, we got some options. And a Bum Rush is always good for just needing to get it out of stuff. Alright, one more batch of shuffling, and we're good to go. All right, let's do this. So let's start with this was what, 3? Yeah, it's 3 Shroud. Okay. So let's go ahead and spend 4 resources. And get out Dr. Milan. And since I played a asset, I can go ahead and play Hone Instinct for free because I do have Impulse Control and get another action. I'm then going to go ahead and investigate 4 to 3. We succeed. We get a clue and a resource. I'm then going to go ahead and spend 2 to get out Red Clock. And then I will take advantage of Diana's ability, or not Diana's, but I'll take advantage of K2 PS187 and do a scan. All right, search for the topmost card in the scanning deck with an icon matching. So I believe I keep cycling unless if it doesn't connect. It has to be what, a connecting location? Search for the topmost card in the scanning deck with an icon matching your current location. Oh, it has to be matching my current location. Got it. So a circle. That's one. If it is a location, put into play and move to it, shuffle the scanning deck. Okay. It is a location, and I go to it. Main facility. X Shroud. X is the number of connecting locations. 4 clues. Double action, choose a revealed location with no clues on it. Place a resource token on that location, max once per game. Evacuated. Cool. I don't know what resources do. Alright. Victory 1 as well. Okay. I still have an action remaining. But first I'll resolve this thing. I'll draw a card for the successful scan. Until report. Alright, I'll go ahead and investigate this location. There's only one connected location, so this will be a 4 to 1 test. I pass, I get 1 resource and a clue. Alright, Diana. We'll go ahead and spend 4 resources to get out the key and the knife. And I am completely okay with just following right now. Alright. Enemy phase upkeep. Emergency cash, always useful. And lockpicks. Alright, Mythos. First doom. Incomprehensible. Test Intelligence 2 for each point you succeed by. Take 1 horror to a maximum of 3. Skill icons committed to this test subtract from your skill value instead of adding to it. What? Alright. So we actually want to fail this test, which is pretty funny. I don't really have anything I really care to commit to this, and it does horror, so I'll go 3 to 2. Go to hell, game. Wow. Thank you. That's exactly what I wanted. I'll take 3 horror. I'll cancel 1 of it. Wow. I have no notes. Hound of Tendalos. Creature liminal elite. Massive alert retaliate. Combat 4, 4 health, 4 evade. Put into play next to the act deck at no specific location. While you have an odd number of cards in your hand, Hound of Tendalos is considered to be engaged with you. Victory 1 hits for 1 damage, 1 horror. So it's currently engaged with Diana. All right. I'm kind of okay with that. There's not really much I can do about it. Has Alert and Retaliate for the ultimate Wombo combo. So I can go, what, 5-4 against this? Okay. So as long as I don't commit a card, I'll be okay. All right, so I'll go ahead and okay, we have some. We do have some options. I'm just thinking of how exactly I want to do it. Because we definitely want to kill this Hound of Tendalos. The problem is I don't really have cards to do that right now. Okay, I think I know what I'll do. All right, let's go ahead and place this. I'll get +4 on my next skill check. And I'm going to go ahead and do a investigate here, 4-1. Oh, sorry, 8-1. I do pass. I will gain a resource, a clue, and I will go ahead and do Honed Instinct to get another action. I'm now odd number. I'm going to go ahead and use Spin 2 to go ahead and do a Bum Rush. This will put me at 6-4. And I will spend 2 to go 9-4 on the Hound of Tendalos. I succeed by a lot. It's going to evade him and do a damage. All right, and then I'm back to a... Now, one thing to note is once you have initiated it, you will resolve the initiation type stuff. So, for example, if you commit cards during an attack or something like that, you'll still be able to attack this guy even if you switch from odd number to an even number. All right. So that takes care of that. Then I'll use my remaining 2 actions to investigate. 4-1. That's a pass, and that's a fail. All right, well, I was hoping to do a little bit better. All right, well, I have an odd number of cards. I can go 5-4 now without too much issue. There's no issue of retaliates. But I think I'm going to go ahead and just take this opportunity to investigate this location. 3-1. I will get this clue. And I don't know what resource tokens do, but I will go ahead and do this. I'll put a resource token down. All right, and then I am going to go ahead and do a Mystic Scan. Or not Mystic Scan, but I'll do the K2 thing here. We'll scan until we find a red square. Found one. After you enter Q Crystal Mines, place the top card of the encounter deck into your threat area face down. When the material was first discovered in 2093, top physicists couldn't understand it. They still don't. All right, top card of the encounter deck gets put there. And I will also choose to draw a card. Okay. Good stuff. All right. That is everybody. This guy is exhausted. No need to worry about him. Enemy phase, upkeep. Okay, Vicious Blow is what we needed. Backstab is also useful. All right, Mythos, second Doom. Migo Stabilizer, location with the most clues, which is here. Hunter, 3 fight, 2 health, 1 evade. After Migo Stabilizer attacks you, draw a face-down card from your threat area. An alien drone correcting past mistakes hits for 1 damage. And then over here we have Entangled. Attached Entangled to an investigator or enemy without a copy of Entangled attached. After attached investigator or enemy takes any amount of damage from a source other than Entangled, each other investigator or enemy with a copy of Entangled attached also takes that amount of damage, then discard Entangled. So hold on a second. After attached investigator or enemy takes any amount of damage from a source other than Entangled, Okay. So what you can do with this is we can just put it on an enemy and then kill it off. I think that works. Takes any amount of damage. Each other investigator or enemy with a copy of Entangled attached. Okay, so right now we're okay. So as long as we kill that enemy, we'll be fine. Also, Hand of Tenderlist should be active again. All right, investigation phase. We do have an odd number of thingies to deal with. All right, so we need to deal with enemies as quickly as we can. All right, so I have a Vicious Blow. I can go 7 to 4 against this thing. We can go 9 to 4 with this combo. So let's do that. It'd have to be what, odd number? Yeah, odd number of cards. All right, 9 to 4 with the Survival Knife, Vicious Blow, and Overpower. Please work. All right, we definitely succeed. That was only a -1, so I do 3 damage because of Vicious Blow, and I got high enough on it, so this will kill the Hound of Tenderlos. Entangle gets discarded. This goes in the victory display. I get to draw a card. And then we have the Migo Stabilizer over here that I don't really care about. As much as I would like to ignore you, though, but I don't really have any options. So we're just going to stab you twice. 5 to 3. Good. And good. Dead. All right. I will go ahead and fast out a Sacred Oath, just in case. All right, and then got Jenny over here. We're gonna go ahead and have her do the Mystic Scan, or not. I keep calling it the Mystic Scan because that's what it's called on the token, but it's not Mystic. It can be any type. So we'll take the free scan here. Oh, I need to reshuffle this anyway. There we go. So anything that's a red square. That is 1. Oh, good. I find a location with no clues on it. Investigators at this location cannot cancel or ignore card effects or game effects. Lightning Bolt, if you have 4 or more face-down cards in your threat area, draw one of them, gain 2 clues from the token bank. Great. So I move over here and shuffle. And then I'm going to... Oh, sorry. I was supposed to place one of these. Since I've already done the scan, I'm not going to worry about anything else here. So also, I'll go ahead and draw a card for the effect here. Okay, so with that in mind, let's go ahead and scan again. Not a cream puff, not a cream puff. That's a cream puff. Takes me to the Cold Waste. As an additional cost to scan at Cold Waste, you must either choose one, spend 2 resources, or choose and discard 2 cards from your hand. 3 Shroud, 1 Clue. Also, this is called Scrod Generators, whatever it's called. Anyway, there are no stars in the backdrop of this Lost Quantum. Okay, so now I'm over here. I can go 4 to 3. I'm just going to do True Awakening. I will draw 2 cards and get a clue. So that was my second action. Yeah, I did the free scan, did a regular scan, and then I did an investigate. or not investigate, but I did a True Awakening. All right. So with that, we do have 6 clues. We will advance. Quantum shenanigans. You finally find the lone scientist on the asteroid. He introduces himself as Erwin Simmons, the lead quantum researcher at the facility. They stole the stabilizing shards, those cultists. He explains the recent happenings. Without the shards, the whole asteroid quickly lost itself in uncertainty. Everyone else has evacuated, but I stayed behind to contain the anomaly. If there are 3 or more tally marks under impending doom, which there are not, otherwise, despite the situation, he believes the facility can still be saved if you are able to help him distribute the modified Q crystals across the asteroid. Put the set-aside Erwin Simmons, quantum physicist, story asset into play under any investigator's control. This story asset does not take up an ally slot for this scenario, which is good. When your turn begins, put the top card of the encounter deck face down into your threat area. Fight, evade, investigate. If you fail, deal 1 damage to Erwin Simmons. When Erwin Simmons leaves play, draw all face down encounter cards in your threat area. Hit 3 damage, 1 horror. I don't know what the point of the face down cards in the threat area are for. Well, I guess it lets you technically take a free investigate, or a free fight, or a free evade. Okay, I'll take it, since it doesn't take up an ally slot. Okay. Proceed to Act 2, Quantum Xeno, and remove the stabilization version. Quantum Xeno. Alright. Quantum Xeno. To restore the equilibrium of matter and save the facility, you must help Erwin install the Q shards across the asteroid. Only then will the instability collapse. Lightning bolts. Spend 2 clues as a group. Place a resource token on your location from the token pool. If there are 8 Elbrus locations in play, and each location has a resource token on it, you may advance. Cool. All right, so that's all taken care of. For my last my last few actions, I'm going to go ahead and spend 2 to get out Stylish Coat, and I will go ahead and fast out a Magnifying Glass. Okie dokie. So to scan this location, I would have to discard, which would be unfortunate. All right. Let's go to no enemies, go to upkeep. Okay, easy mark. Third doom, we do advance. Uncertainty principle. The basic property of quantum materials can be summed up as an elaboration of wave-particle duality. You never truly know what you are dealing with until you know. Shuffle the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck. In player order, each investigator places the top card of the encounter deck into their threat area face down. Okay, so first we need to deal with the discard pile. And shuffle it back in here. Each investigator places the top card of the encounter deck into their threat area face down. If there's another agenda below this one, set this agenda aside, out of play. Otherwise, add 1 tally mark under impending doom in your campaign log and shuffle this agenda with each set aside agenda to form a new agenda deck. Okay. So essentially we got every 9 rounds, or 9 doom, we're going to get some impending doom. Alright, so again, same stuff. And I guess the back will do a random effect every time we do this. Okay, that is all of that. I've already shuffled. Let's draw encounter cards. Cold Vacuum. Test Combat 3. If you fail, you must choose 1 discarded non-story asset you control, or choose and discard 3 cards from your hand. For this one, I'm going to go ahead and just ward it. I'll use Virtual Access Key to deal with that, and then get a resource and draw a card. Over here. Incomprehensible. Okay, so right now I'm 4-2. And if I commit stuff, other stuff will happen. I'll commit a lockpicks and make it 3-2. Okay, I do pass by 1, so I'll take 1 horror. Okay. Investigation phase. Okie dokie. We definitely have something connected here we can play with. All right. I am going to go ahead and start with Jenny. We'll place this, get another action, another 2 actions. I am going to go ahead and do a easy mark for 2 resources, and then stylish coat for another resource, and draw a card. And then I'm going to move. We'll move to Scrod Generators, and then we're going to use the free scan to grab whatever this is. By the way, these locations are not going to connect correctly. So we're just going to do what we can here. I will also draw a card off of this. Okay. 2 Shroud, 2 clues. Action, add 1 Doom to the current agenda in test book 2. If you succeed, each investigator at this location adds 1 tally mark next to the memories. Spires looming above the horizon. You are certain you have been here before. Well, if we get Twilight Hour, we can make something happen here. But for right now, we're good to go. Okay, so that was my free scan. Did my easy mark already. I'm going to go ahead and just investigate twice. This will be 5 to 2. Succeed, and half the number of locations at play. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's -3. That is exactly enough, so I do pass. So I pass twice. I get 2 clues. More importantly, I get 2 resources. I should have. Let's see. Let's make sure I did that right. I played easy mark. I moved. I scanned. So I have 1 action remaining. Let me verify that. Yep, I have. I do have a action remaining. I'm gonna go ahead and use the 2 clues I have though, and lightning bolt add a resource to this, and get that out of the way. As for what I'm going to do with my last action, let's go ahead and just spend and the lightning bolt. It doesn't have to be at that location too, so that's helpful too. Yeah, we already did the main facility ability, so that's all good. Okay, so I'm going to spend 6 resources to do a intel report. I will discover 2 clues, and from up to 2 locations away. So I'll grab 2 clues from up here. And then I'm going to put a resource on the location that Diana is on. All right. And then that'll be it for Jenny. Diana, I'm going to go ahead and take this opportunity to spend 1 to get out a wolf mask. And then I'm going to draw a card. And we're going to draw 1 more card. Perfect. All right. No enemies. Upkeep. Okay. Mythos. First Doom. Incomprehensible. 3 to 2. Try not to kill me this time, please. It's -X is the number of face-down encounter cards in your threat area, so -2. So I do fail by 1, so I don't actually take any horror from this. Colors of Space, hey, our favorite one. Because I don't... Oh, actually, I need to do the test, though. 3 to 3. I fail. Alright, investigation phase. Triangle. Yep, we do have one. We do have something connected to triangle. I honestly don't remember if I've shuffled, though. Not that it matters. I'll go ahead and just do it now. I don't think, yeah, I don't think it matters. All right, for Jenny, we'll go ahead and take all the resources from this. I'll use the stylish coat to get another resource. I am going to go ahead and spend one to get out a lone wolf. And then I will take advantage of that free scan. Oop. After you scan at this location, shuffle an empty location without a resource token on it back into the scanning deck. Okay. And it has victory 1 on this. All right, and we'll move over to here. I will draw a card off that thing. Yeah, getting 100% functionality definitely helps quite a bit. I am going to go ahead and spend 2 to get out Gias. I shall not commit cards during each of my turns. Get +1 to all my stats. All right, and then last bit, I'm just going to you know what? Why not? I'll spend 4 and do Pilfer. I haven't taken an action yet. Yeah, I haven't taken an action yet, so it's going to be, I have +4 to this, so, yeah, I haven't done a skills check yet, rather. So I'll be 8 to 3 on this. Half the number of locations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Rounded down. 3. Okay, so that puts me at, I was at 8. Minus 3 is 5. I beat it by 2, so this will return to my hand at the end of my turns, which I'll just do now. Because I get +4 from Red Clock. Cool. I successfully investigated, so I do get 1 resource, and I'll get both these clues. And then I will spend those 2 clues to go ahead and put down a resource. There we go. And then at the end of my turn, I'll get the pilfer back. All right. Meanwhile, Diana. Let's go ahead and spend 1 to do backpack. Search top 12. It's not an item. We can get another backpack, the 45, and the other 45. I don't really care about the 45s, so I'm going to go ahead and spend 1 to play the other backpack. And these will get discarded. Search top 12. Is it a whiff? It is indeed a whiff. All right, no luck on getting the Twilight Blade. A little unfortunate, but that's okay. Get a shuffle out of it. All right. Trying to stay in this location so I don't have to constantly put things face down on from the encounter deck. It's just unfortunate that I don't really have much I can commit to these things. So yeah, for my last action, I'll play an emergency cache just to get 3 resources. All right. Enemy phase, no enemies. Upkeep. Terrible secret. I'll take 1 horror, and I'll negate it with virtual access key. Okay, Hone Instinct. That's just, I believe, our last one. Second Doom. Quantum Collapse. Draw each face down encounter card in your threat area 1 at a time. If no encounter cards were drawn by this effect, add Quantum Collapse to your threat area face down. After you draw Quantum Collapse from your threat area, take 1 horror. All right. Micrometeoroid. So 3 to 3. If I fail, I take it 2 damage. Sure. Sure, I'll go 3 to 3. I fail, I take 2 damage. Each in your threat area of 1 at a time. And then the other one. Paradoxical threat. You must choose. Place the top 3 cards of the encounter deck into your threat area face down. Add 1 doom to the current agenda and draw 3 face down cards from your threat area. I'm going to go ahead and spend 2 to Dark Insight that and shuffle it back into the deck. And then the Quantum Collapse will be dealt with. Alright, and then I'll put this in the basement. Gain a resource, draw a card. Cool. Alright, and then for you, Entangled. Unfortunately, now we have no place to put this, so I have to attach it to myself. Or I can attach it to somebody else. It takes any amount of damage from a source. Actually, we'll put this with Diana. Alright, investigation phase. Okay, we'll start with Jenny. I'm going to go ahead and place this and get my extra move. I'm going to go ahead and move into this location, the Q Crystal Mines. And I have to take the top card and put it here. Okay. Oh, also, Lone Wolf will trigger, as will Stylish Coat, getting me 2 resources. Alright. So now I'm here. I can 5 to 4 here if I want to investigate. Let's go ahead and investigate. We're 5 to 4 right now. I will spend 2 resources to go. Actually, sorry, it's not 5 to 4. It is 6 to 4. Yep, 6 to 4. Yeah, we'll just go 6 to 4 then. We pass just barely. We get 1 clue and a resource. And then, yeah, I have 4 on all my stats. Dr. Milan's 5. That's 6. Yeah, I'm good to go. All right. I'll go ahead and investigate again. This time I will spend 2 resources and go up to 9. And pass again and get a clue. And a resource. All right. I will go ahead and use the free scan from this. And take advantage of this place. This will move us to here. At the end of the round, if this location is empty and does not have a resource token on it, shuffle it back into the scanning deck. Lightning Bolt, if there are no clues on this location, record in your campaign log that you witnessed the primordial chaos max once per game. Victory 2. Okie dokie. I will draw a card from the successful scan. All right. I could have done that Honed Instinct at some point, but I don't think I'm going to bother. I think that's fine. All right. Let's go ahead and investigate this location. We'll go 6 to 3. I have 2 face down, so I pass by 1. I'll get 1 resource for that and a clue. I will go ahead and spend 2 clues to put a resource token on this. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, 8 locations are in play right now, so skulls are -4, by the way. Give me 1 moment. Okie dokie, yeah. Let's go ahead and keep on trucking. So that is everybody. Enemy phase. Upkeep. Also, just a reminder, I can't commit anything from this card because I don't actually have any skill cards. All right. Oh wait, you haven't gone yet. Yeah, you have not gone yet. Diana, what would you like to do? There is something silly you can do. Because we need 2 clues. Also, we're going to advance next round anyway. All right, I'm going to go ahead and just move twice. We're going to go to here and down to here. I will add a doom to the current agenda. It won't advance because it doesn't say it does. To do that action, I'll do Defiance. And this will be a 4-2 test. And we pass. We'll go ahead and add 1 tally mark to memories. Okay. So yeah, the scrod generators is going to be our only source for clues at that point, which isn't the end of the world. All right, enemy phase upkeep and upkeep. Sacrificial beast. Okay, I will lose 1 resource for that. For this location, good luck on this. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Nope, that's 1, 2 there. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. I think everything is 2 spaces away. It's just really hard to tell. These are 1s. That's a 1. That's a 1. That's a 2. That's a 2. That's a 2. That's a 2. Okay, so I can go ahead and have just this spawn on Diana because she's 2 spaces away. Yeah, it is by design that this is all like wacky connections and stuff like that. So the more you know. All right, Mythos. We do advance for more reasons than 1. Observer effect. It doesn't take long for you to realize that there is no such thing as orientation in a place where anything can be simultaneous anywhere. Only the landmarks that you can consciously observe will remain in their positions. Each investigator at a location without a resource token on it places the top card of the encounter deck into their threat area face down. So without a resource token. I have a resource token. This has a resource token. Don't need to worry about it. Shuffle all empty locations without enemies or investigators without a resource token on it into the scanning deck. So that is the landing craft. So that's landing craft, straw generators, and the cold waste. I'm going to put these in my hand just to reset them. This will make it so they spawn with clues again. Like so. If there's another agenda below this one, set this agenda aside, otherwise blah, 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 blah. All right, and so same thing as before. All right, so we need to rescan stuff, which is good. We can live with that. We'll need to find what connects to what, though. We definitely know one of them connects to the coal generator. All right, bad cards. I didn't have to reshuffle or anything, did I? That shuffle and counter discard pile, this one does not. Okay. Entangled. I think I'm going to go ahead and just ward that one. And then gain a resource. And be good to go. Yep, that is all correct. Okay. And then over here, Call of the Void. Surge cannot be canceled or ignored. If there are 3 or more tally marks under Impending Doom in your campaign log, shuffle the set-aside Feaster from a far enemy into the scanning deck, then remove Call of the Void from the game. It's just going to surge in this case. So that is it. It's going to surge. Cold Vacuum. Combat 3. I'm 4-3. And if I fail, I have to discard a non-story asset I control. Alright. 4-3. Well, I get to... Or discard 3 cards. I'll discard Dr. Milan. Backstab, and you've had worse. Okie dokie. I did forget to do a Honed Instinct, because we did advance. I'm going to go ahead and just do that now. I wasn't going to be using the cards in my hand anyway, besides Pilfer. So, yeah, I'm just going to use that action to pilfer this Crystal Peak. So I will spend 4. That'll put me at 4-3. And I'll go 6-3 with Streetwise. I pass by a lot, so this will go back into my hand at the end of my turn. So I'll set it aside. I won't get a resource, but I will get all 3 clues here. Alright. So good news is we might be able to get some clues just from respawning locations. So that will be a thing. Diana, let's start with you. Sacrificial Beast. I wish I could just kill you, and I think I'm just going to. So I did that during Mythos. I'm going to go ahead and spend 3 to get out Enchanted Blade. We'll swap these. This will provoke an attack. I will spend 1 to do a dodge, and then put it in the basement, gain a resource, draw a card. And then my last 2 actions, I'm going to go ahead and attack. I'll use Enchanted Blade for the first one. This will put us at 5-4, and I'll use a Wolf Mask, 7-4. I do 2 damage, and then I'll attack with the Survival Knife and use the Wolf Mask and kill it. Alright. Okie dokie. We'll go ahead and start with Ginny. I'm going to go ahead and take advantage of this free scan here. Well, actually, first I'll do Lone Wolf and Stylish Coat to get 2 resources. And then I'll take advantage of that free scan. And go down to here. And then I'm going to draw a card off that effect. And then I'm going to investigate 6-3. Okay, I succeed, but I will need to randomly draw a face down encounter card in my area. This will force me to draw... Okay, if you draw Quantum Collapse from your threat area, I do take 1 horror, which I can't do anything about. And then I draw Radioactive Decay, put this in your threat area. At the end of your turn, draw a face down card in your threat area. If you cannot, take 1 damage and 1 horror instead, and discard it. Cool. Cool. I still succeed. I do get the clue here. I will gain a resource because of Dr. Milan. Oh, sorry, I forgot to place this. I should have 2 more actions. Which I'm going to use those 2 actions to discard this thing. I will Lightning Bolt, spend 2 clues to put a resource token on this thing. And I will spend 2 resources to go ahead and scan. So I'll shuffle this and pick one of these. This should connect. And in fact it does. This is the Lightning Craft. So moves up here. I'll investigate this location. 6 to 3. I fail. All right, and then I will spend 2 clues to go ahead and put a resource on this thing. Oh, also, I forgot about this. If there are no clues on this location, record in your campaign log that you have witnessed the primordial chaos. It's a lightning bolt to do, so it didn't cost me any actions to do it. Witness the primordial chaos. Okay. Not too shabby. All right. That is it on that front. Yeah, that's everybody. So enemy phase upkeep. Our time-worn brand. You handle this one. All right, Mythos, first Doom. There's only one thing left to scan, and only one more location to deal with. All right, bad card. Micrometeoroid. I'll do a take initiative. 6 to 3. I don't have any face-down cards, so I'm good to go. Put this into play in your threat area. Diana, you got nothing to do. You handle this one. I'll gain a resource. Alright, investigation phase. I will take the resources here. And then gain 1 for Stylish Coat, and then gain 1 for Lone Wolf. I will investigate this location. 10 to 3. I succeed. I get 1 clue. I'm going to go ahead and then move down here. And I will spend the 2 resources and do the free scan to grab this last location. Wait. Oh, sorry. Which will move me to here. I get to draw a card from that, and then I will use 2 clues to put a resource on this location. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These are all Elbrus locations. This one's extra dimensional. All right, you may advance. Certainty. The purple glow of Elbrus subsides as you plant the final Q shard into the ground. The mad physicist is overjoyed and relieved. You have completely stabilized the quantum field. Resolution 2. Pretty easy. We were probably close to getting an impending doom for it, but yeah, we had pretty good control. Honestly, the pilfer. Oh yeah, I forgot to put the pilfer back into my hand, but yeah, pilfer was actually really, really useful here. The amount of money I'm making off of Jenny and just being able to play pilfer over and over again is really good. Also, I've been really impressed with the intel report as well. So yeah, pretty happy about all of that. So hopefully I didn't make too many mistakes. It can get very chaotic depending on how many extra cards you're drawing. We didn't draw that many enemies. Yeah, we didn't. I was like, there should be like more enemies, and there are. It's just we didn't draw any of them. We literally just kind of got all of these, and that was it. So we did miss out on some victory because there were Hound of Tendaloses still, but it is what it is. Anyway, was it Resolution 2? Resolution 2. The physicist is more than grateful for your help. All this vital research, thank God you came in time. If you ever need to get something done in the colonial territories, I'll make sure to put in my good word. With a nod and an awkward handshake, you depart the facility and return to the Tatterdemalion. The cultists have stolen the quantum shards from Elbrus, but for what purpose, you are still unsure. You look into the ephemeral glow of the crystal shard Arwen has gifted you, wondering about the bizarre circumstances you've found yourself in. However, there's no time to waste on self-reflection. K2 PS187 awaits your next heading. We will record that Elbrus Station has been fully stabilized. Each investigator will get victory X, is 6, and then 9 for Jenny. Alright, Add 1 tally mark for Pending Doom, so we're up to 2. And we do get another Elder token. And then we go back to searching for Fragment, which is just going to be, we're going to be doing Strange Moons as our last one of the bunch. So with the Impending Doom we have accumulated, I don't know if it's how bad it's going to be for us. But we'll see. From the looks of it, most of the stuff revolved around whether or not we had 3 Impending Doom or not. Which, so far we've managed to dodge that bullet. Yeah, there's definitely other things that can get you a lot more of them, but yeah, if we... all the other options, but if you get here in time to stabilize, if you show up here late, either because you did horribly on the other ones or somehow attracted more attention, then I think you would probably accumulate more Doom just purely because you showed up here late. In any case, let me spend XP. Be right back. Alright, 6 XP. I'm going to take advantage of Down the Rabbit Hole for Diana here. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade my remaining Defiance to level 2, so that'll cost 1. And then I'm going to upgrade one of my Deny Existences to level 5 for 4 XP, so I'll leave her with 1 XP remaining. Alright. I was tempted to do Ward first to level 5 because that is... can just kill an enemy, but for right now I think we're okay with what we have. Alright. And then for Jenny, I have 9 experience thanks to Karen's Obel and great work. So I'm going to go ahead and for Down the Rabbit Hole, I'm going to go ahead and get Force of Habit for 4 XP. Usually it's 5, but Down the Rabbit Hole. So now I'll get 2 actions instead of 1. It will remove it from the game, but I have yet to actually cycle through my entire deck. So this will be fine. So 4 XP for that. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade my Breaking and Entering to level 2, which essentially just does what Pilfer does as well, which is if you succeed by enough, you can get it back into your hand. I haven't really needed to use this much, or at all, but it's there for it, and it was something I can upgrade with Down the Rabbit Hole. So that is 1 XP, 4 XP, so that's 5. That leaves me with 4 XP remaining, and I'm just going to go ahead and grab another day, another $1 for 4 XP. Because of Down the Rabbit Hole, and that just gets me 2 additional resources at the start. Which, I mean, I'm not really starving for resources, but being able to not have to worry about resources is also kind of just nice to have. Alright, so Honed Instinct is almost maxed out. We'll have some options for that. We'll probably grab Killer Instinct, and then they'll be good to go. Alright. And with that, we're done with this. So yeah, we'll be doing Strange Moons, and then we'll continue on to everything else. So, I am the Depressed Dior. This was Arkham Horror the card game, doing Dark Matter with Diana Stanley and Jenny Barnes. I will see you guys next time.